Good morning, class. Today is Wednesday, May the 13th. Wednesday, May the 13th. Good morning. How is everybody doing? I trust you got great sleep last night. I know I woke up feeling rested. So let's start today with lesson 146. Today we're going to learn about servers. Servers, unfortunately, during the quarantine, most of them were put out of work because we were not allowed to go into a restaurant and sit down. So, most of them lost their jobs or were on unemployment and now are starting to go back to work now that we are allowed to be at 50% capacity. So, we're able to have our servers back. Yay! That is something I really missed during the quarantine and staying at home. I really miss going and sitting down in a restaurant. We servers are we see servers when we go out to eat. Servers work in restaurants. If the person is a man, he's called a waiter. A waitress is a woman. A server usually dresses in a special way or wears a uniform like other employees in a restaurant. A server does many tasks. They greet the customers, write down the orders, and give them to the cook. They carry the prepared food to the customers. They provide extra items such as ketchup, steak sauce, napkins, straws, more food when they need it. At places when you order your dessert or an appetizer, they also present the bill and oftentimes may pay the check for you. Now, if you servers try to be pleasant, friendly, and helpful at all times. We can ask God to use us with good manners and be kind to the server. Whether we eat at home, at school, or in a restaurant, always appreciate good manners. Now, I want to put an encouragement out there to you. When your server comes to your table, why don't you ask them what you can pray for them for? I know that my daughter Jamie always reminds me when I forget. She goes, so that we can ask the server, what can we pray for you about? Most of the times, they are very appreciative. Occasionally, people don't want to be prayed for, and that's fine. We respect their wishes. But that's just an extra way that we can show people God's love. What are good mealtime manners? You come to the table with clean hands when you are called. You thank the good Lord for your food. Don't talk with your mouth full of food. Nobody wants to see food. Use a napkin to wipe your hands and don't play when you should be eating. Ask to be excused and thank the person that has prepared your meal and has served your meal. That is our server. That is our community helper for today. Our next lesson is going to be America. Remember where America is? Here is the United States of America with Hawaii and Alaska. Today we're going to learn about new areas. They're not states like our 50 states. They're called territories. What is a territory? We have several territories. We have Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. We have the U.S. Virgin Islands. What else do we have? We have American Samoa and Guam. Now, let's go ahead and cover some of these things, some interesting facts about these places. These are not states, they are territories. They enjoy the benefits of being U.S. citizens without being a state. Puerto Rico has El Morro Castillo. That's that one. They speak Spanish and English. Their mascot is El Coqui. It's a tree frog, El Coqui. They play baseball, basketball, and volleyball. In the U.S. Virgin Islands, they speak English. They drive on the left side of the road, which is the opposite of us because we drive on the right side of the road. Snorkeling and scuba diving is very popular there. Look at the beautiful blue waters. They have white beaches, and they are a popular vacation destination. Let's look at these territories. Again, we have American Samoa. American Samoans have a general trait about them. Who knows who Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? He's from American Samoa. American Samoans, typically the men are taller and broader shoulders. I don't know why, but they just are very tall, stocky men. They have volcanic islands. The islands are close to the equator. And Tutuele is the most important island there, and they are famous for their sea turtles because they're so close to the equator and the warm waters of the Pacific. Guam, it rains 80 inches a year. That's a lot of rain. They have lots of rain forests there. They have typhoons. We have hurricanes and tropical storms. They have cyclones. They actually spin the opposite direction, which is kind of weird to us. But they have cyclones. They have beautiful coral reefs. Look at those gorgeous pictures of the coral reefs in Guam. They have colorful fish. So those are the territories. They are American citizens. However, they don't have legal obligations for monetary purposes, and that's what makes them territories instead of states. Today, let's read a little bit more about Uncle Mole. Remember somebody said, "Howdy do, Uncle Mole." Uncle Mole knew at once he had nothing to fear, for Jimmy Jackrabbit's voice was unmistakably his. Unmistakable means easy to recognize. It means you don't make a mistake. You know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. Unmistakably his. And Uncle Mole knew too, without being told, that he was in the Cabbage Patch. Jimmy could be found nowhere else other than the Cabbage Patch. "Good morning," said Uncle Mole as he rubbed his eyes. "I hope you are enjoying your breakfast." "I am," said Jimmy Jackrabbit, "and as soon as I've finished this yummy leaf I'm eating now, I'm going to take a stroll. Won't you join me?" "I don't mind if I do," said Uncle Mole, meaning that he'd be glad to go with Jimmy. And after about a half a minute and one little gulp, Jimmy said he was ready. "Very well," Uncle Mole told him. "Let's be on our way. I'll see you at the edge of the duck pond." And to Jimmy's surprise, he stuck his nose straight down into the loose dirt, thrust out his strong front feet, and was out of sight underground before Jimmy Jackrabbit could speak. The duck pond was just beyond the garden fence, and since Uncle Mole had accepted Jimmy's invitation, he did not want to be unfriendly. There was nothing else for Jimmy to do but go on to the edge of the duck pond and wait. So what is going to happen after Jimmy is at the duck pond waiting for Uncle Mole? Well, we'll find out. So now, 146 in number skills, arithmetic, K5. It is page 119, and again, that is lesson 146, and at the top, it has a picture of a birthday cake, a tomato, and a sun. You are going to fill in the circle under each shape that is divided into halves. Remember, a half is two equal parts. They are equal. They are the same. So fill in the circle under the two halves. Next, you're going to add, and you know all of these because we've covered all of them. Write the missing number. It is the number that comes between in the box. Put the number that comes between in the box. Now, the umbrellas at the bottom, you only color 8 of them. You don't have to mark through the rest. Just leave them blank. Just color 8 umbrellas at the bottom. The next page is a bunny rabbit. Just maybe it is Jimmy Jackrabbit. You think? It could be Jimmy Jackrabbit. Fun with numbers. Write the answers. Then color the picture using the color code. If you, pardon me, if you go ahead and do all of the addition first, and the answers will equal one of these numbers. If the answer is 3, color that part brown. If the answer is 4, color it green. If the answer is 5, and this is my favorite color, purple. If the answer is 6, color it yellow. And if the answer is 7, color it orange. So have fun coloring the tulips and the bunny rabbit. And I would love to see those pictures when you are finished. Okay, we've already done the servers. Let us go to the habitats of the animals, forests, deserts, and oceans. What have we covered so far? We've covered oceans and desert, forests, and now we're going to deserts. The desert habitat. Remember what we said about a habitat? It's where they live and eat. That's right. The desert habitat is a land that gets very little rain. Unlike Guam, Guam gets 80 inches a year. That's a lot of rain. But a desert gets very little. The soil is very dry. It is sunny all year long. Few plants and animals can live in this habitat. The Sonoran Desert is in southern Arizona. Yes, we actually have deserts in the United States of America, in mainland. Alaska doesn't have a desert. Hawaii doesn't. Our territories don't. But in mainland, we do. Arizona is one of our states in the southwest. Remember what section that is? The desert has little water. This cactus uses its waxy covering to keep water in. And the prickles keep animals from eating it because those hurt. Ever got stung by the needle on a cactus? It does not feel good. Sometimes you even have to pluck out the little spines. Not nice at all. Living things can only survive in a place that gives them what they need to live. Desert plants do not need much water. They can live in a dry place, such as the desert. Some plants need a lot of water, and those are found in the rainforest. And some plants don't need a lot of water, like this cactus in the Sonoran Desert. And so that means that tomorrow we'll talk about the animals that live in the desert. See if you can come up with one animal that you already know that lives in the desert. Next, we are going to cover God's world. Oops, sorry. God's world. God's world. Let us do pages 38 and 39 today. Pages 38 and 39. It's talking about getting the right amount of rest in summer. In summer days are long and very sunny. We just talked about sunny places, about deserts. But the summer is the season that has long days. Technically, the days are longer than the nights, and it is sunny. The sun is up before I wake up, and it is still up when I go to bed at night. The sun helps the plants to grow. That is God's world. God made the summer. I said we were going to do page 39, so we need to get through the book before the end of the year. God made fall. This is something we don't necessarily experience all of in Florida. We mostly experience summer. Fall is a busy time. The farmer must pick his crops. That's another word for harvest. Harvest. He must get ready for winter. Remember, harvest blessings are around during the fall. It's because the farmer must pick his crops. Remember Ecclesiastes 3? Talking about there is a time for everything under heaven. There is a time to pluck up that which is planted. Ecclesiastes 3:2. And that's what they do during the fall. They harvest the pumpkins. They harvest the apples. We have apple ciders and candied apples. All kinds of wonderful, delicious things are ready in the fall. Let's go to our next page. We are going to go Think and Learn, K5. Think and Learn, K5. We are on page 89. 89. Giving. Color the picture. And I know you like to get done as fast as possible, but try taking your time and coloring with the same pressure on your crayon in all parts to have it an even color of what you are coloring. Giving. Mommy gives me breakfast. Or Daddy sometimes. Or sometimes we give ourselves breakfast. That's what adults get to do. Daddy gives me hugs. Puppy gives me lots of licks. That's how he shows his love. Everybody's giving. I'll be a giver too. I'll give my smiles. I'll give my help. I'll give the whole day through. Miss Cheryl Parvin. They're talking about missions giving, but did you know that giving, like this poem says, is not just about giving money? We give kindness. We give others the gift of being mannerly. We give others the gifts of hugs and smiles, thoughtfulness and kindness. We can give even if we don't have money. I know that my daughter doesn't have an allowance. But when she has friends that have birthdays, she draws them beautiful pictures and gives them to them. That is very giving. That is giving of her time and her talent. That is something that we need to realize, that giving is important, not just with money, but also with our time and our talents. And every one of us has been given a talent by God. He wants us to use what He has given us to bless others. That is the end of our lesson. Yes. Oh, no. We're supposed to be doing Z, cursive Z, and I don't have the thing with me. So I am going to draw it really quickly because I forgot to do it. This is lowercase z. Now we've already covered it in class. We start at the bottom. We go up and over and down, make a little point. We go out and make a loop below in the basement and come back above the basement and wave. Okay, so we start here. We go up to the middle line, dotted, come back down to the bottom line. Then we go out into the basement and make a loop below the line, the bottom line. Then we come up and out. That is lowercase z. Can you write that on your paper for me? Write and practice lowercase cursive z. Yay! And I'm sorry I forgot to have that ready for you. Love you guys. Miss you. Let me see your work. Turn in your pictures. Text or send on Classroom. I appreciate those that send me videos of you so that I can see your beautiful smiling face and your handsome smiling faces. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow.